Sego everybody, it's Dakota and Jesse, your Mohawk jewelers at the Sapling and Flint Gallery. And today for our vlog, we're going to be talking a little bit about these Herkimer Diamonds, indigenous to Mohawk Nation territory. And we're going to talk a little bit about their use in the modern day as jewelry and a bit about their relationship with the Mohawk people. Research says that they're about 500 million years old, so 500 million years old. That's how long ago they started to be created. Also, Herkimer diamonds are typically double terminated. It means it's a crystal that has two tips. That makes them pretty unique because not a lot of specimens of crystals out there are double terminated. There are some, but they're double terminated because they are a free-flowing stone. They don't grow on a matrix, which means usually on a type of bedrock. Herkimer diamonds, when they find them, you might see them on a dolomite. Dolomite is that stone that you'll see them embedded in the Herkimer diamond mines down in New York State or wherever in the world else they may find them. But that's what makes them pretty unique. So they are on a hexagonal axis, which means that there's 6 different sides all the way around from a top point of view. There's 18 faces on all of the different facets of them. So we recently took a trip to the Mohawk Valley. In our story of the foundation of the Great Law, the peacemaker, or the man from the north who comes and helps us formulate that original 5 Nations Confederacy, he approaches a specific group of people from the east, and he asks them to describe the land that they're coming from. What they described to him is they said, we come from the land called Yonenyà. Some people say that it's flint. Some people say it refers to that sharp stone that you find in the Mohawk Valley. Others say it has to do with the Herkimer diamond. This small, beautiful, double terminated crystal that's so unique to New York State, upstate New York, is something that is very close and special to us as Mohawk people. The funny thing with Jessie is she's always been so lucky when it comes to finding Herkimer diamonds. She's just always had this unique gift to just be able to walk along a stream, or while the rest of us are taking a few hours or the entire afternoon to find these little pieces. 5 or 10 minutes into the trip, Jessie's already got herself a little handful. I found these in the first 5 minutes of being here. We didn't even get to the stream. I was pretty much on the path. When I go down there, I always have very good luck finding these crystals. My mother likes to connect me to these crystals because that's the name that she gave me in Mohawk. My Mohawk name is Yonenyà, and it literally means a transparent stone, and it's a word that we use for these crystals. Even if I'm with a group of people, if I'm with my family or with friends, I always have luck in finding them, whether we're visiting those areas or even at a mine. They are very significant to me. I grew up and I became a jeweler. I'm a trained goldsmith. I do work with stones, and I have made a lot of pendants in the past with these stones, and so naturally, it's therapeutic to me. It is a medicine to me in that sense. I just like them just because they absolutely reconnect me and my family to our homelands. So we made it down here to Untitled. It's a really nice place in the homelands where Mohawks can come and find the Herkimer diamonds, these crystals. Typically, when people mine rock crystals, they get them far underground, so they haven't been eroding for years and years in a stream. So since these were by the stream, it's hard to find really pretty looking crystals. But these actually look pretty good for having them pulled out nearby a stream. So I have here with me some Herkimer diamonds. There's a few different types that I have here and some faceted pieces. So Herkimer diamonds, they're not real diamonds, they are quartz crystals. So I don't know if it's still a common misconception, but Herkimer diamond is just a moniker because of the way they look and where they were found. They were originally thought of as diamonds. The way that they're graded, not a lot of, it's almost like as per company, the supplier, they grade them on their own terms. So the terminology they'll use, you can get a AA crystal, you can get an A crystal, double B, B, C, and it goes down from there. And they grade them by their size and their clarity. So it's not like the GIA diamond grading where they have the color, cut, clarity, carat. They don't grade it that way. It's just more or less by their size and their clarity. These Herkimer diamonds, they naturally have chert inside of them. So when you look inside of them, they have little carbon deposits, which is black. And depending on the consumer, it is desirable. I like when they have the chert deposits inside of them. To me, it's a part of the identity of it. What identifies it as a Herkimer diamond. It's hard to find a specimen that doesn't have it. So I do have some faceted that were diamonds that were faceted by a gemologist or somebody who's been trained in faceting. So these are some round, brilliant cut stones. It's about the size of a 1 carat diamond, but it looks good. They're a round, brilliant cut. They have nice clarity. This is a 2 carat trillion cut diamond. So I paid $48 US for this. So that's kind of, I guess, the going price for jewelers to buy faceted Herkimer diamonds. It's a pretty good size. So a 2 carat stone, it's gonna make a really nice looking ring if I make a ring out of this. So $48 US is what I paid for them. So I do have these, all these other natural specimens that are lined up. It's a large double B. So it does have a lot of fractures inside, but it is really nice. It's not milky in any way. It's a double B, so maybe not an A, but because of all the fractures that are inside, but it's about a double B. And it's a fairly large stone by the clarity. So this stone, I believe, I paid about $25 for from my supplier. So I'm from Ontario. There's not too many suppliers where you find them. When you go down to the mines, you're paying maybe a little bit more. It just depends on where you are. There isn't really a set price for these. So going down to the bottom, so this one's very clear. It's a little small stone. It's very beautiful. It's double terminated. There's not many fractures inside of it at all. I probably paid $20 for this as well. So this is a natural cut stone. So I can use some wire to make this into a ring or a pendant as well. Yeah. So that's kind of my experience with making jewelry out of them. So the actual natural stones that I have, I'm probably going to make pendants out of them because of the number one request that I have for Herkimer diamond jewelry. And the faceted ones, I'm probably going to do some rings, more or less, or I can set them as accent pieces into anything bigger. When I make actual statement pieces, that's probably what I'm going to use the faceted stones for. It's a little more challenging to make them because you need to set them into metal. It's not as easy as wrapping wire around a stone. When you're referring to Mohawk people, there is very much a duality in our worldview. So in our creation story, there are twin boys. It is a dual existence that puts together the world as we know it today. In this piece right here too, when we're talking about duality, I'm talking about that, that very much that double faceted look to the diamond itself. So it's double terminated. So you have a top, you have a bottom, you have that, the sky above and the earth below and the water world below that. And this is also this sort of representation of who we are as complete human beings. So you see the little pieces of black chert or carbon that they'll have on the inside, and those are representations for us as human beings of the imperfections that we have, and not the need to get rid of them, but rather to accept that we are human, they are a part of our existence, and to be able to navigate life in a holistic way, accepting that we are these imperfect things. When I take my son to visit the Mohawk Valley, we enjoy it. We take the time to visit all of the historical landmarks and sites that our family was privy to leading up to the American Revolution. And because it gives us context and opportunity for us to understand, and for him especially as he's growing up and understanding who he is as a Mohawk man, how it is that we got to be the Mohawk people at Grand River we are today. But it's also important that we get an intimate understanding or the feel of the landscape that our people come from, because when we, in our language, refer to ourselves, we call ourselves the Ganyakehaga, but that means that we are the people of Ganyange. So it's important that our young people get to go to that landscape, feel the textures, understand it, and really get to understand what it means to be a person of Ganyange.